Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen. In this video, I'm going to be going over my SIBO protocol and what I have learned that's helping me in the past few months. I've been dealing with this condition for a number of years now, probably since 2021, 2022. And I have only in the past few months come up with a protocol that has worked for me. Up until then, it's really been a crapshoot. So because this has been helpful for me, I wanted to share it with you. So in 2021, this all started with severe B12 and vitamin D deficiencies. And I went through a long process to finally get diagnosed with SIBO. It took about a year, and they, by process of elimination, my doctors, and I got a new doctor, and I go in, there's a playlist of videos where I talk about my health and what's happened. So I'm really not going to recap that here, but I do want to make it clear that that I have discovered through trial and error and through my own healing journey and piecing everything together, that the amount of stress that I've been under the past number of years is directly connected to the SIBO. So SIBO is small intestine bacteria overgrowth. I have the methanogen version, so I have methanogen overgrowth. And I have learned that the chronic stress, living in a toxic environment, being in a toxic relationship where I was cheated on and betrayed, and then leaving that relationship and doing my own healing journey and getting space from it, and then in 2023 went back to that relationship, and then I got a trichomoniasis from him, which is an STI, treatable, but still all of the antibiotics and everything that it put my body through, the stress it put my physical body through, the emotional stress, this working, I got a new job in 2023. That was another toxic environment where I was berated and bullied by a coworker. And also I shared another video about how another male coworker said he wanted to print out a picture of my face and punch it repeatedly. Just being in these toxic environments and all of this stress, emotional and mental stress that I've been under the past few years, I know has caused the SIBO or inflamed it. Maybe at some point the SIBO could have started from being on a course of antibiotics for a while, but definitely stress, the long-term stress, the long-term cortisol flowing in my blood, the amount of pressure that I've been under has slowly but surely affected my physical body and my digestive system. And I had an aha moment the other day that I just yesterday actually that I want to share. Like all of this mental stress, and you can go back into my other videos to see more details about what I've been through. I share it a lot on TikTok and Instagram and on my YouTube. I've been very open about my life. I'm the scapegoat in my family. I'm the black sheep. That's been its own struggle. I live here with my mother and sister, and I'm 48 years old. That's been hard. I have my mother's house. I almost, like, I was ready to move out of here, and then I got stuck staying here because my mother needed financial help. And then I was still, her and my sister are codependent together, and it's very stressful. On top of that, the toxic job. On top of that, the relationship. If you want to know more about how it led me to this severe burnout, there are plenty of other videos about it. I just want to really focus here on my SIBO protocol. But the stress has contributed to the SIBO, for sure. And, you have cortisol running through your body, that when your body, it perceives a threat, the um, the hypothalamus gets in touch with the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland gets in touch with your adrenal glands, which are these little triangular organs that sit on top of your kidneys. The adrenal glands will release the cortisol. Your body is now in fight or flight mode. Fight or flight mode, you know, it's pulling the energy away. The body's no longer interested in digestion. It's no longer interested in reproductive functions. It's no longer interested with the. I think your immunity goes down at that time too. So think about if you're in chronic stress and your body is always activated to release cortisol, and the cortisol is constantly in there, you're not digesting your food right. It's leading to your stagnation in your gut. It's leading to leaky gut, where that barrier in the lining of your gut, which absorbs nutrients and keeps everything in balance, it becomes loose and floppy, and then things are passing through that shouldn't. So, and on top of, you know, that, just other things get affected from high cortisol. Now, in my case, the aha moment that I had, and I'm getting lost in this now. It's 6 minutes. I'm really getting into the SIBO protocol. I just wanted to lead this up into somewhere because a lot of people have left comments on my other videos asking for updates. So I want to give an update, but really this is focused on the SIBO. Because it's all connected. My B12 deficiencies, my vitamin D deficiencies, all of the stress, the polyps that I've had, I have growths on my thyroid that I had to have biopsied. I had kidney stone issues in the past few years. My psoriasis has flared up. I had the aha moment that I've had on weight gain, and the weight gain, SIBO, this whole thing has caused me to gain weight. I was thin for a very long time. I was chubby as a kid, but for the past like 15, 20 years, I have been thin. Yeah, up and down, maybe like 10 pounds, but never 30 pounds overweight. I am now 30 pounds overweight, and since 2023, I've gained an additional 20 pounds. So where I started off in 2019, I was like 119 pounds. I'm now 150 pounds. So, and when your body is not digesting properly, it's holding on to fats longer, and you have a propensity to gain weight. Also, cortisol makes you hold on to belly fat, but that's a whole other thing. The aha moment that I had just last night was that while I was going through all of this stressful stuff, and my mind was holding on by threads, right? Because this is just an insurmountable amount of things that I was going through. And my mind was holding on to not break. And my body, caring about me so much, and I'm going to get emotional about this, my body cared about my well-being and survival so much that it took the brunt of everything to keep my mind intact. My body took the brunt of all of this so my mind could stay intact. It protected me. And here I am with all of this stuff that has happened to my physical body. Never in my life have I had a fasting glucose so high at 99. That my last physical, just like a month or so ago, my fasting glucose was 99. Never had that issue ever, not even close to that. Always perfectly healthy. My good cholesterol went down. My bad cholesterol went up. Again, these are everything is connected here. So now I'm on a mission to take care of my body, because my body has been taking care of me, and that has been a disconnect, because And I'm going to cry because all of this time I have felt like my body has been fighting against me. And I just made this connection last night about everything and how my body has been working so hard to protect me mentally and taking all of the trauma and stress onto itself to protect my mind. Anyway, oh, what an aha moment that is. I want to take care of my body. This is my temple, and it has been caring about me so much that I want to start really taking care of it and healing this. So if you have any of these issues, if you've been through a traumatic experiences, if you have been diagnosed with SIBO, or if you have any of the symptoms that I've had, you can go back into my other videos. It's like extreme bloating, gas, undigested particles in my poop. I know that's kind of gross, but undigested food in my poop, all of these other health issues that I've had, extreme fatigue, skin issues, muscle and joint pain. I have spondylolisthesis and L4, L5, and bilateral spondylosis, which has that also, that joint issue has been exacerbated by the SIBO, the high cortisol, and the stress, because it was stable. In 2017, I had a CAT scan done for something, and it was noted that it was just grade 1 whatever. I just had in 2024 for my kidney stone, I had a kidney stone flare up, and they did a CAT scan and they noticed a marked difference now. It's still grade 1 spondylolisthesis, but now I have bilateral spondylosis with it. So something got worse. But it will get better, and I will heal it. I am a medical massage therapist. I do know things about that to heal myself and to protect myself and stuff. So anyways, so I wanted to, with all of that being said, I'm sorry, I'm just emotional about it because it's been such a long road and I'm so burned out. And anyway. Okay, so this is where I am at. I know this is going to be it's already 13 minutes in, but I'm sharing, this is my life and this is my journey, and I'm sharing with you, and I hope that this helps somebody. This protocol has helped me. It has reduced my SIBO symptoms drastically, and I was on it for about 2 months, and then I stopped. For about a month or so, I haven't been really taking anything but a multivitamin, and I think that's good. I'm going to get back into the protocol. The protocol helped, but I wanted my body to have a rest. But I noticed in the break that a lot of things that I take are for inflammation. They help with inflammation, and I've noticed a difference. So I want to get back onto it, and I think it's good to give your body a break. So anyway, here's the protocol. So, and if you see me looking down, it's because I have a printed out thing that tells me what each vitamin does, because I couldn't remember it off the top of my head. Also, still having brain fog and my memory is not all sharp like it used to be, but I'll get there. So I'm now on a mission to heal my body. So from now until August 1st, I am getting my nutrition in order. I'm really focusing on that. I'm focusing on exercising and treating the stress. It's not all of these things that have happened, the weight gain, the SIBO, it's all stress related. So the goal here to heal from this burnout, to heal from the SIBO, is to heal from the effects of stress and to protect myself and to take care of that and eliminate these stressors in my life. Okay. So the first, so I am on the protocol that I have created for myself for SIBO, and I guess I'll timestamp this. What is it, like 1450? Okay. the protocol that I'm on for SIBO, and there's a bunch of supplements, and I've researched everything, and it has been working for me. The first thing that I have found is this, and I'm not being sponsored by anybody. This is just through my own research that I have discovered these things, okay? So this supplement is called uh, Atrantil, and it is helps specifically for methane SIBO. It has quebracho in it. It has horse chestnut extract and peppermint leaf. Now, I already know before this that peppermint helps the digestive system. It's an anti-inflammatory, and I do teach plant medicine and at an adult education like that's funded by the state. I teach that. So I already know a lot about peppermint. I didn't know so much about the quebracho and the horse chestnut extract. So let me just read down, and for each of these supplements, I'm going to read down how they affect the body and what they do, so you have a comprehensive understanding of why I'm using these to treat the SIBO, and see if you want to add this into your own regimen. Of course, always check with your doctor. I'm not giving any medical advice. This is not to be misconstrued as medical advice. I'm just going down through my protocol and what has been working for me for the past few months. Also, some of these supplements will help with the nervous system. So just keep that in mind, okay? And so anyway, so Atrantil for SIBO, it targets Atrantil for SIBO targets methane dominant SIBO by reducing the archaea overgrowth, which is the methane producing organisms, especially effective for constipation type SIBO. For gut health, it reduces bloating, gas, and discomfort by modulating gut fermentation. For cortisol and stress, it indirectly helps by easing digestive distress, which lowers systemic inflammation and stress on the body. So that's this. Atrantil. It is also free of milk, eggs, peanuts, gluten, soy, and shellfish. All right, so you can Google this. Okay, next on my list is zinc, 30 milligrams. Just so you know, do not take large amounts of zinc over a long period of time, because it can affect your liver. It can reduce the copper levels in your body. So I only take 30 milligrams. Do your own research, okay? So 30 milligrams of zinc. For the gut, it supports intestinal barrier integrity and immune defense in the gut lining. For cortisol, it helps modulate the HPA axis and reduces excessive cortisol secretion. It's best taken with food, but like I said, long-term high doses can deplete copper. So the HPA axis is the hypothalamus talking to the pituitary gland, those are in the brain, and then talking to the adrenal gland to release the cortisol. So this helps your body regulate its cortisol. Okay? Next, the active B complex that I take. Here we go. Okay. I take this brand, Integrative Therapeutics Active B Complex. So this has in it a bunch of different B vitamins. For the gut, B vitamins are often deficient in SIBO. Due to malabsorption, it helps restore energy metabolism. For cortisol and stress, B5, B6, and B12 support adrenal function and balance neurotransmitters involved in the stress response. And for mood and brain, also key for nervous system repair, especially after trauma and chronic stress. I like this brand. Research it. There's a specific reason why I chose this brand. It has all of the B vitamins, and a lot of them are in the most highly bioavailable form, which means that your body absorbs it more readily. All right. Vitamin C. Now, this is something I take 1,000 milligrams, but I have to be careful with this because vitamin C can produce oxalates, which can lead to more kidney stone formation. So I don't take this every day. I maybe take it every other day. All of these others I take every day. But I think I'm going to start breaking this into 500 milligrams a day. This way it's less stress on my liver and less stress on for oxalates for kidney stones. This is not I think the upper limit of vitamin C is like 3,000 milligrams. Anyway, so I take vitamin C 1,000 milligrams. For the gut, vitamin C is a mild prokinetic. So it stimulates gentle bowel movements and it supports immune resilience. For cortisol, it's an antioxidant that helps reduce oxidative stress from high cortisol. For the adrenal glands, it supports the adrenal glands, which need high vitamin C for hormone synthesis. Now, if you're taking an additional supplement on top of a multivitamin, make sure that you're not going over, the limits. But again, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you my suggestion. And if this is not medical advice, always check with your doctor. My doctor knows about all of these supplements. So always check with your doctor about all the supplements that you're taking. Because you may also have a health condition, you may be on blood thinners or other medications that these vitamins and supplements may interfere with. So always check with your doctor. Okay, next, ginger root. Okay, I take this ginger root. I take the 550 milligrams a day. Ginger root for SIBO, it stimulates the gastric motility. It stimulates the migrating motor complex, which is the sweep in your small intestine. It sweeps everything out of your small intestine, which is like, part of SIBO. Things get stuck in the small intestine. That's where the methanogen overgrowth for me is. And then nothing's getting absorbed right. But ginger affects that migrating motor complex. So it's helps, it supports that. So that helps to sweep everything out of the small intestine, preventing bacterial stagnation. For the gut, it is anti-inflammatory and relieves nausea and bloating. And for cortisol, the anti-inflammatory properties help reduce the stress burden on tissues. Ginger root. Next, artichoke extract. Where is it? So I take 1 capsule a day, 450 milligrams. For SIBO, it stimulates bile flow, improving fat digestion and microbial balance. In SIBO, fat digestion is an issue. And that leads to weight gain. So the artichoke extract helps with that. For the gut and the liver, it supports liver detox and reduces the dysbiosis in the gut. For cortisol, it helps metabolic detox, which can support cortisol clearance indirectly. I've done my research. Believe me, because I was on a mission. And when I'm on a mission, I go all the way. I don't, there's no half measures for me. So, artichoke extract. Next, berberine. Berberine Complex. Again, I use Integrative Therapeutics, and I use Integrative Therapeutics Berberine Complex because it has different versions of berberine. So it has barberry in it. It has Oregon grape, which is Berberis aquifolium. Barberry is Berberis vulgaris. And it has golden seal, which is Hydratus canadensis. So, and I'll show you. Serving size is 2 capsules. This berberine complex, for SIBO, it's antimicrobial. It kills harmful gut bacteria and is used as an alternative to rifaximin. Rifaximin is the antibiotic that I was prescribed in the beginning of this diagnosis of SIBO to take, which I did. And it did help me. But unfortunately, right after that, I was diagnosed with the trichomoniasis. I got the STI from my ex. And then I was on all these different antibiotics, which threw my whole gut microbiome off again. I didn't go back on any other antibiotics. I have been strictly off. I've been doing everything naturally from that point. So, but this regimen I've only been doing for a few months, and it has worked wonders for me. Not just for my gut, but for my whole entire body. Okay, so this is berberine. Okay, so for the SIBO, like I said, it's antimicrobial. For glucose regulation, so berberine complex improves insulin sensitivity, which may help with weight gain, and cortisol-induced blood sugar spikes. As an anti-inflammatory, it supports both gut and metabolic healing. So that's the berberine. Now, I also take vitamin D, 1200 IUs, and I don't know where that is. I don't think I have it on here. Oh, it's in my multivitamin. So this is the multivitamin that I take. It's Costco. It's 1200 IUs of D3 in here. And this for vitamin D for SIBO, it supports mucosal immunity and helps prevent pathogenic overgrowth, which is why a lot of times SIBO proliferates in environments where you have a vitamin D and B12 deficiency. Vitamin D for cortisol modulates the HPA axis and may reduce cortisol overactivity. For mood and metabolism, vitamin D is essential for mood balance and metabolic function, often low in SIBO patients. Now, with the vitamin D, I make sure that I take a K2. So I take 100 micrograms of K2 as well daily. K2 works synergistically with vitamin D for calcium balance and vascular health. It is not directly linked to SIBO or cortisol, but it supports systemic inflammation control. I take it because it helps the vitamin D get absorb into my body more readily. Okay. Next, I take aloe vera gels. These I don't take every day. I take maybe every other day. For SIBO, aloe vera soothes intestinal inflammation and may aid in the mucosal healing. For the gut lining, it helps with leaky gut symptoms. And for stress and cortisol, it calms digestive distress, which indirectly reduces physiological stress load. Next, oil of oregano. Say oil of oregano. I take one. The serving size is 2 quick release soft gels, which is the 4,000 milligrams. I take one, so I take 2,000 milligrams a day. For SIBO, oil of oregano is a potent natural antimicrobial. It targets bad bacteria, yeast, and parasites. And just for caution purposes, just use it short term and rotate because it can irritate the gut lining with prolonged use. So take it for a few weeks and then stop taking it for a week or two and then take it again. So this also, it helps to lower pathogen-induced inflammation. A lot of people with SIBO, I've read, take allicin, which is a derivative. I think it comes from onion or garlic. So I was reading that when you're off of this, you can go on the allicin and then switch them, rotate them out. Okay, next, turmeric. I take turmeric and I make sure that it has the black pepper in it because black pepper helps turmeric to absorb more readily into your body. So this is, the serving is 2 quick release capsules for 2,000 milligrams. I usually just take 1. So I take 1,000 milligrams a day. For SIBO, it's anti-inflammatory and can reduce intestinal inflammation. For cortisol, it helps to regulate inflammatory cytokines elevated during chronic stress. And for the brain-gut axis, it's neuroprotective and can support mood. And then my multivitamin from Costco. I like it that it's organic. It's non-GMO. A lot of this it's whole food sourced. So you can see what it has in it. But I'm sure that you can also see. Oh, there's another one in here, okay, that I didn't mention. That I just forgot. All right, so I take the multivitamin. So it just fills the gaps, basically, my multivitamin. Also, I want to point out that I take magnesium glycinate. And this is 200 milligrams. I've been taking 100 milligrams, so I take 1 capsule. The serving is 2 quick release capsules. They're each 100 milligrams a piece. I'm going to up mine. So magnesium glycinate specifically, for gut motility, it helps relax the intestines and relieve constipation, especially methane SIBO. For cortisol and stress, it calms the nervous system, lowers cortisol, and supports sleep. And in the glycinate form, it's especially gentle and calming and great for stress relief. So this is my protocol. I'm not on a low FODMAP diet. It never worked for me. My gastroenterologist told me that it's not really healthy anyway. But I do pay attention to I've learned that certain sugar alcohols like sorbitol will aggravate the bloating. Grapes, things that have high fructose also will aggravate the bloating for me. But I've noticed since I've been on this regimen, like after about a month or 2, I had way less symptoms when I ate those triggering foods. So that's something to note. The other thing that I've been trying to do, because I'm in the middle of burnout, I'm looking for my other page, is to treat my vagus nerve, to stimulate my vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the longest nerve in the human body. It's part of the nervous system that is rest and digest. And when you have chronic cortisol in your body and you're constantly in fight or flight mode, the vagus nerve it loses its tone, and then it can affect your stress. So I've been working on that. Another thing is this book that was suggested to me. It's the SIBO Solution by Sylvie McCracken. This book is wonderful. It really goes into the mechanics behind SIBO, and even in here has a bunch of SIBO friendly recipes, which is really cool. So I got this on Amazon. I highly recommend it. I wanted to just tell you about things that, well, stimulating your vagus nerve is like singing. And what was the other things? Singing. I do a lot. So that's something that I like to do. Gargling, humming, chanting, cold water, splashing cold water on your face, or taking brief cold showers stimulates the vagal nerve. Probiotics, getting your gut health right, meditation, gentle movement like yoga or Tai Chi, walking in nature. These are things that all help your vagus nerve. Anyway, so that's basically where I'm at. This is a 37-minute video. I'm going to timestamp for the supplements. I hope this helps you. If it does, if you want to follow along in my journey, we can do this together. You don't have to do it alone. I'm here. I could use insight and advice as well. I just want to get healthy. And I want to take care of my body and get back to where I was. Or not even back to where I was. I want to be in a better place than I was. I want to grow and evolve and become a more healthy version of myself. And I'm sure you do too. It's a very tricky thing when you're learning how to heal from burnout. It's like you're rebuilding your whole entire way of being, and it's hard. And you shouldn't have to do it alone. So if you want to follow me, if you have any questions or some topic that you want me to cover about this, please put it in the comments. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Love you.